This is QTV News. We are coming to you live from our studios in Kairaba Avenue, and I am Mobutu Gajaga. Thank you for joining us. First, here are the main news headlines. In a powerful and wide-ranging address to the 77th United Nations General Assembly in New York, President Barrow has pleaded on the United States to end the long-standing embargo on Cuba and renewed the Gambia's determination to defend the rights of the Rohingya in Myanmar. There have been six murders in the Gambia in recent weeks, according to the public relations officer of the Gambia Police Force. At the National Assembly, the member for Latrikunda Sabiji, who also doubles as the chair for monitoring government projects, has requested for the documents related to the Banjul Rehabilitation Project for committee public hearing. Ahead of a major demolition exercise in Brufut for the ongoing OIC Urban Roads Project, officials of the OIC Gambia Secretariat and partners held a day-long community dialogue with residents whose properties are affected. A two-day national forum with political party leaders and stakeholders on promoting youth political participation, peace and democracy was organized by the UTG Directorate of Research and Partners. Those were the main news headlines, and now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News. In a powerful and wide-ranging address to the 77th United Nations General Assembly in New York, President Barrow said the current cost of living crisis across the world is a wake-up call for an immediate global response to alleviate the suffering and poverty that holds nations to ransom. As we hear in this report by Aliou Cissé, the Gambian leader pleaded on the United States to end the long-standing embargo imposed on Cuba and renewed the Gambia's determination to defend the rights of the Rohingya.
Addressing the General Assembly in New York, the headquarters of the UN, on Thursday, the Gambian leader, President Adama Barrow, opened his address with a special tribute to the millions of people who died because of the pandemic worldwide. He calls for commitment to better pandemic preparedness and response. According to him, numerous global challenges require coordinated global action, hence making the theme a watershed moment, transformative challenges to interlocking challenges, quite appropriate.
We must underscore the centrality of the United Nations' unique role and potential to make a huge difference in the lives of the people. Durable solutions that match the magnitude and intensity of the never-ending challenges remain the Assembly's greatest challenge.
The Gambian leader told the Assembly that the current global situation calls for new perceptions, new approaches, new partnership, renewed commitments, and increased resource levels equal to the scale of both current and emerging challenges. While he welcomed the establishment of the Secretary General's Global Crisis Response Group, President Barrow told world leaders that as one of the hard-hit developing countries, the Gambia stands ready to cooperate with the group to find real solutions for immediate relief.
The current cost of living crisis across the world is a wake-up call for immediate global response to alleviate the suffering and poverty that hold our nations to ransom.
Amid the socio-economic challenges characterized by reduced tourism engagements, inflation, food and energy insecurity, and modest economic growth, he informed the UN body that his government is developing a new National Development Plan 2022-2026 to succeed the current NDP. On climate change, despite his country's size and economic status, the Gambia is at the forefront of fighting climate change through ambitious national action plans. He calls for collective goal to have a peaceful Africa where the people enjoy the dividends of peace, stability and prosperity.
We have come to this summit with gratitude for the partnership and support extended to us from 2016 to date. The Gambia has come a long way from dictatorship and has transitioned into a true multi-party democracy.
President Barrow calls on the United States to end the long-standing embargo imposed on Cuba and advocate a lasting peace to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Hence the call for a fresh peace initiative that includes the revival of the Arab Peace Initiative. He renewed the Gambia's determination to defend the rights of Rohingya.
We implore Russia and Ukraine to heed the global plea for political dialogue and end the war. We call on the Myanmar government to comply with the ruling of the International Court of Justice and end all human rights violations against the Rohingya. The Gambia will continue to defend their rights.
He concluded that the Gambia considers Taiwan as part of the People's Republic of China and advocated adoption of the One China policy. He urges the international community, therefore, to fully respect China's sovereignty over Taiwan and avoid actions that undermine global peace. He reminded the Assembly of Africa's continued demand for its rightful place in the permanent membership category of the Security Council. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
The Public Relations Officer of the Gambia Police Force, Cadet ASP Binta Njie, has confirmed to QTV that the Gambia Police Force has recorded 7 murders in recent weeks. She was speaking about recent crimes on official police checkpoints and the renewal of driving licenses, amongst other issues. Loli M. Camara has more.
Hardly a week goes by without Gambians waking up to some sad news about crime, including murder cases. Cadet ASP Binta Njie, the Public Relations Officer of the Gambia Police Force, gave the statistics of murder cases.
On the 14th of September, we had 3 recorded cases, and the 15th as well. So people think it is high, but it's because of the proximity of the occurrences and also because it's reported. But looking at the statistics, the facts are there.
The murder cases have caused speculation that crime is on the increase. Cadet ASP Binta Njie confirmed that such speculation is contradicted by the statistics.
Looking at the crimes that occurred recently happened within a very short space of time. Like we recorded 3 crimes, 3 suspected murder cases on the same day. So as a result, people think there is an increase in the rate of crime.
This is what PRO Njie Jata had to say about the police unofficial checkpoints and the issues of the expiry of the driver's license.
We are substituting these unofficial checkpoints with mobile patrols and routine patrols to ensure swift response when the need arises. It doesn't mean those unofficial checkpoints are illegal. They are paramount, they are necessary, and they are there based on discretion. We have been engaging the relevant stakeholders, so this information emanated from those discussions, and it feels like, okay, someone somewhere picked it up and brought it out on the face of the police to say you've been doing the wrong thing. Part of our reform process is to ensure whatever we do is within the confines of the law, and this is no exception. So once that is finalized, the police will come out and let the people know the procedure in which to go about this 3 years licensing.
According to PRO Njie, they are faced with numerous challenges in mitigating crimes in the country.
I think that is not being able to have people forthcoming with information. People tend to hold on to sensitive and critical information, so we have that problem. Community cooperation. As a result, we are embarking on rigorous sensitizations for members of the community to know the significance of their role.
The police PRO then gave this advice to the public and tells us about their plans to strengthen security.
We are on our toes. We are ensuring we have routine patrols, and we are going to intensify that in these coming days to ensure that people feel safe in their homes, on the streets, and at work. But they also have a stake to play. We will urge the general public to desist from being armed in public.
Over the years, the crime rate in the Gambia has led to the formation of the Police Anti-Crime Unit and initiatives such as Operation Restore Sanity, Operation Zero Crime, and the formation of the Regional Police Task Force in Banjulinding. Such initiatives give the impression that crime in the Gambia is being tackled. However, public reaction and comments following the recent murders and other crimes, it is clear much more must be done to convince the public that this is the reality. For QTV News, Loli M. Camara.
Now to the next story. The National Assembly member for Latrikunda Sabeji has issued a statement at the National Assembly raising questions and concerns over the Banjul Rehabilitation Project. the Latrikunda Sabiji Nam, who also doubles as the chair for monitoring government projects and requests for documents related to the project for committee public hearing.
A statement on the controversial multi-million-dollar Banjul rehabilitation project is featured on the National Assembly's order paper as a matter of the day for this session. This is in accordance with the standing orders, which gives NAMS the right to request from the Speaker to make statement on a matter that is public knowledge and of exceptional public interest. The request by the NAM for Latrikunda Sabiji Yahya Sanyang is granted by the Speaker. The Latrikunda NAM doubles as the chair for Committee on Monitoring of Government Projects.
This project was and is meant to improve the entire roads and drainage systems in Banjul upon completion. Honorable Speaker, the committee will consider opening public hearing with regards to the project and in particular make requests for this and other relevant documents to be supplied. A, the project designs, the original and probably if there is any addendum, the project bill of quantity, the cabinet approval, the GPP approval if there is any, the contract award letter with all its terms and conditions, the disbursement plans which should include all the initial disbursements already committed to this project, the original and probably any addendum, the project management structure both at the ministry level and probably at the contractual level, the monthly progress report by the ministry since the inception of the project, all the variation order that this project has attracted since its inception, and the project concept notes.
Following the statement, the Speaker allows a debate. The statement about the Banjul Rehabilitation Project appears to resonate with the NAM for Banjul North. Modu Lamin Biba.
I will want to seize this opportunity to say thank you very much, Honorable Member, for bringing this to our attention. And I believe it is very important for us to look to it and see to it that there is a solution to whatever problem that the project is currently facing.
The debate continues with most of those taking part in it giving critical points of arguments against the statement about the Banjul Rehabilitation Project, while some appear to offer some advice for the NAM for Latrikunda Sabiji on his statement. Here are Deputy Speaker and Minority Leader for the Assembly taking part in the debate.
I even beg to differ. It is not an exceptional public interest, this paper he brought here. It is not. Because the people of Banjul and the people of this country are grateful to the project, and it has not caused any harm. It has not caused any damages. It is not negative. It's only positive, and it's the best interest of this country, not only the people of Banjul.
The honorable member noted the concern of the matter by the public. Based on this public concern, he equally also made a concern to bring it as a matter of the day. If there are other issues that should be followed, I would advise the honorable member to follow the due process at the committee level and ensure what is expected of the committee to do so.
By the standing orders, a statement on matter of the day is not a motion for consideration and decision-making by NAMS. The reading of such a statement and individual reaction from NAMS can only last for 30 minutes, after which no vote is taken. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
The end of that report takes us to a commercial break, and when we return, we still have some more local news stories for you. Do stay tuned.
Wait, LG, thank you. Yup, thanks to LG ThinQ, I can operate and get cycle updates from my AIDD front-load washing machine without even stepping foot in the laundry room. I can be busy with rehearsals on a conference call and still do my laundry, or watching series glued to my couch and too lazy to get up. My life made easy with LG ThinQ.
To make sure your company's products and services reach your potential customers, it is essential that you choose the right channel for your marketing purposes. QTV has the widest reach locally and beyond, and we can give your business the visibility it needs. Call QTV Marketing on +220 324 4444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm and take your business to the world.
Welcome back, and thank you very much if you're just joining us. This is QTV News. We also welcome our listeners on Q Radio. Ahead of a major demolition exercise in Brufut for the ongoing OIC Urban Roads project, officials of the OIC Gambia Secretariat, in partnership with National Roads Authority, the Department of Lands and other stakeholders, held a day-long community dialogue on Wednesday with residents whose properties are affected. Anzumane Sonyasi has the details.
This community outreach is to create an avenue for dialogue and understanding between authorities and residents whose properties will be impacted by the ongoing urban roads project works. With the NRA, the Departments of Physical Planning and Lands preparing to embark on a demolition exercise, the affected property owners are being engaged and briefed on compensation and related matters. Following hours of dialogue, the affected property owners gave their blessings to the project, but not without concern over the mode of compensation and when they should expect to receive their compensation. Esa Bokarsi, the Deputy CEO of the OIC Gambia Secretariat, expressed profound gratitude to the affected property owners for their understanding.
Reaching out to the community, you all heard how receptive they were, how much they appreciated our presence. In fact, it is definitely, it touched my heart where you hear them asking each other to be patient, to support, even if one is affected. They themselves were doing the job for us in terms of making people understand that our role here and our purpose here is to develop.
Addressing concerns raised by the affected people, especially regarding compensation, Mr. C went on to give assurances to them that they will be compensated as soon as possible.
It will be difficult to give monetary value because there will be variables associated. Let's say that one of the men in the audience who asked, it's not your choice to bring your fence down, it is the authorities that are bringing your fence down, then they are going to compensate you.
The two affected communities are Brufut and Kanifing, which happen to fall within the project zones of P6 and P2. And with officials now accelerating works, authorities are keen to engage affected property owners on the scope of the project, compensation and the timeline of activities in a bid to reach an understanding and galvanize public support, especially in the affected communities. Authorities will proceed on Thursday to Kanifing, where they will also engage affected property owners. Answane Sonyasi for QTV News.
The University of the Gambia Directorate of Research and Consultancy, with funding from the UNDP Gambia office, began a two-day national forum on Thursday with political party leaders and stakeholders on strategies for increasing youth political participation and promoting peace and democracy. Omar Pijalo has more.
The Gambia is a youthful country with almost 60% of its population aged below 35 years. The role of youth in shaping democracy in the Gambia was crystallized in the 2016 presidential election, when they rallied to elect a new leader that will pave the way for what became the first democratic change of government of the country since independence in 1965. Delivering the welcoming remarks on behalf of the UTG Vice Chancellor, Professor Sidat Yafa, the Dean of the University School of Agriculture, believes active participation of youth in political process will help minimize the blame game through political inclusion. He called on youth to take politics seriously and change their attitudes by attending events on time.
You have to discipline yourself because 5 years from now, or even before 5 years from now, you'll be leading some great institutions in this country. So if you don't discipline yourself to be on time in your official deliberations, how much can you deliver for the people? Secondly, the youth in this country, generally, I would say the whole population, people like to play blame game in politics. Politics is the business of every citizen of this country. Nothing in this country will work without politics.
Bakare Sise, the Youth Inter-Party Committee representative, said women and youth need just not be consulted, but should be included as part of the political, economic and social decision-making process of the country to enhance sustainable development.
Who would have thought that the youth of this country from 18 different political parties will come together to share one platform without having violence? If we can be able to do that, then the elders of this country should be very sure that the future of this country is in the safe hands.
Omar Ba from the National Youth Council said the NYC has been actively promoting youth political participation through its Not Too Young to Run initiative, which he believes led to the election of 9 young parliamentarians who are aged below 35 years.
If we want to change the status quo, we have to actively participate in politics. Because we cannot be complaining as young people in this country, telling that our authorities are not doing justice to what they are serving, whilst we'll be sitting at the corner complaining. If we want to be part of the solutions, we have to be part of the process.
In her opening statement, the UNDP resident representative in the Gambia, Aissata Day, gave an assurance of the UNDP's commitment in supporting the Gambia build a strong democracy and institutions through youth and women active participation in the political processes of the country, adding that 57% of the voters in the Gambia are youth, hence the need for their active participation in politics and hold leadership positions.
We will never say enough the importance of youth participation. We have very talented people in the Gambia and in this room, and it's important that this talent is known by the rest of the country, but also by the world, as a contribution to the democratic future that is being built.
The Gambia is party to many regional and global instruments and has adopted policies and laws to enhance youth participation in democratic processes in fulfillment of her obligations. Reporting for KTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
Now, according to the Public Relations Officer of the Gambia Police Force, several masquerades, locally known as Kankurang, have been arrested by the police for allegedly using the masquerade as a cover to commit crime. More in this report. The Kankurang is a popular masquerade in the Gambia and is a sacred tradition among some tribes in the country, often seen by those who believe in them as superhumans who protect people during initiation ceremonies and other traditional events. Those who believe in it also believe they deter witches and wizards from harming people. In places like Janjambure, the annual Kankurang Festival is one of the most popular events, attracting thousands of people from within and outside the country. These arrests have left people wondering as what these Kankurangs might have done. The Public Relations Officer of the Gambia Police Force, Bintanjai Jata, explains.
They were arrested and warned and discharged, but some were also arrested and charged. Basically, the Gambia Police Force is a multicultural institution. We have people of different cultures, so we have respect for cultural diversity. But we realize that some of the modus operandi of some of these so-called masquerades is just to find a way of doing illegal activities on the roads.
Are bandits now using this much cherished tradition as a tactic to commit crime? Pierre Njai again.
Like blocking traffic and sometimes suspected to steal from vehicles and sometimes carrying away women that sell by the roadsides to steal from them, and sometimes attacking people that close late from work. So basically that's what we discovered, and we decided to take a step to ensure that is halted as soon as possible. We had a couple of arrests made by the anti-crime unit, yet to confirm what they were charged for, because we we have numerous cases. Some are of blocking the traffic, obstruction, and some are suspected to be petty stealing and stuff like that. But we are yet to confirm the charges.
The Gambia's Kankurang is a masquerade dressed in leaves, bark, and colored 3-fiber with cutlasses in both hands. Many people take to their heels upon coming across one, as they instill fear in people. With the allegations of involvement in crime, there is a danger this might change public perception of an ancient, respected, and sacred tradition practiced for generations. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News. Now, before we end this news bulletin, here is a recap of our main news headlines. In a powerful and wide-ranging address to the 77th United Nations General Assembly in New York, President Barrow has pleaded on the United States to end the long-standing embargo on Cuba and renew the Gambia's determination to defend the rights of the Rohingya in Myanmar. There has been 7 murders in the Gambia in recent weeks, according to the Public Relations Officer of the Gambia Police Force. At the National Assembly, the member for Latrikunda Sabiji, who also doubles as the chair for monitoring government projects, has requested for documents related to the Banjul Rehabilitation Project for committee public hearing. Ahead of a major demolition exercise in Brufut for the ongoing OIC Urban Roads Project, officials of the Gambia OIC Secretariat and partners held a day-long community dialogue with residents whose properties are affected. And a 2-day national forum with political party leaders and stakeholders on promoting youth political participation, peace and democracy was organized by the University of the Gambia Directorate of Research and Partners. Well, that's it for QTV News tonight. Thank you very much for watching, but don't forget to join us again at 10 for another bulletin.